Welcome to the second in the BUA Blackbaud Academy series. This is Lesson 2, Gaining Access to Your Course in Blackbaud, and this is the second in the Explorer level training module. The purpose of this video is to show you how to get into Blackbaud so that you can then go to work with your course. The Explorer level presentation, all of those videos that we will do are intended to help you model an effective online course design structure as we did in Lesson 1, guide you into Blackbaud to begin designing your course, that is this lesson, develop an effective splash page using bulletin board feature, design your course delivery structure using topics, link videos in your text, and I will have a lot to say about that when we get there, and develop assignments to assess student progress. I point out to you that the lessons are exactly modeled on those things. There are 6 lessons in the Explorer level, and this is to get you at least where you can get into your course, you can manipulate things, you can do well. Then maybe we might develop a ninja level where you can just really get after it and do all sorts of things. If we do, I have a couple of instructors in mind that would be very good at teaching that, because I think they kind of are ninjas. This presentation is intended to help guide you into Blackbaud to begin designing your course. Now, I point out that in doing this, we are actually going to log into Blackbaud. I will try to avoid any student content or any student information, and we will navigate through the course. We'll navigate how to get there and show you a little bit of the design. We talked a lot about this in Lesson 1. Now, I do point out to you that this is a content driven topic model. Again, you can do weeks. I have seen some people to be very effective in doing it weeks. The only difficulty with that is if you're trying to learn this, to try to do 15 topics is a lot more difficult than doing 5 to 6 to 7 topics that match your textbook or that you're using. Now, take a moment to envision these things. We're going to go into a place which is called the splash page. In Blackbaud, this is the bulletin board. This is the congregational point. Then we have topics that we go do, and I'm going to encourage you when we build those videos to develop your topics similarly, so that when a student goes in, they know what it is that they're to do. If they learn how to navigate topic 1, then they should know how to navigate the remainder of the topics, which will let them focus on the information. We're now going to enter the Blackbaud site, so I'm going to put up my Safari website. I have a little difficulty being overseas going into Blackbaud using Chrome. If you encounter a difficulty getting in, then you're just stalled, and that's where you need to seek help. I know sometimes that faculty are very nervous about saying I need help or somebody's got to do something for me. Don't be. We're here to help you. Send me an email. If you call me about 10 o'clock Texas time, that's 7 p.m. my time. If you call me 7 p.m. your time, that's 4 a.m. in the morning, and while I might wake up, I'm probably not going to be very coherent. Now, in mine, I have mine just linked to the BUA site, but here's what happens when you log on to that BUA site. You come up with this. I've already logged in. It may ask you for your username and password. Give it that, but you're going to come into this page. The page is set up with the schedule and grade plans open and conduct. That's a different thing. That's not what you're at right now. If there are 2 ways to get into this, and I do it I can show the week. They've got me scheduled my class lined out on Friday, so I could click on this and it will take me into the class. Actually, that's not the best way to go into the course. You have to do that before the semester begins. You have to enter it that way. Once the semester starts and you go up and you select faculty, you should see this, your list of classes. Here's my class, Cross-Cultural Communications Online. It's a fully online class. And keep in mind that what I'm talking to you about is how to deliver a fully online class. I'm not talking to you about how to deliver a face-to-face. I'm not talking to you necessarily about how to deliver a hybrid, though some of the guidelines that I'm showing you here will work. I have named my course. It has the name Cross-Cultural Communications Online. I put that in there. Then I have developed the bulletin board. And if you haven't developed anything, when you go to bulletin board, it'll show you nothing. And you have to enter the edit mode. Notice that in my bulletin board, what I have done is selected a flow that has a top heading and then has something down the left side and the major of the portion of the information down the right side. Now, we will have a video that shows you how to go in and set this up, but I want you to see this page. Today is the day. Now is the time to begin working on your course. I continue to be amazed at how sometimes online students take the course and then they don't log in. They just hang out there like it's going to magically happen. I want to point out to you that a well-designed online course is probably more difficult than a well-designed face-to-face course. You have to hit early. You have to, as they say, vote early and vote often. You have to do that. Notice in my page that I have a picture of me, and this is a cross-cultural communication, and there I am with a condor on speaking to a conference in Dubai. I have a picture, I have colors and text, and they can download the textbook and download the syllabus. Again, the textbook is also provided here with the textbook link. The book I have chosen for this course is a free textbook through the Creative Commons. There are just massive numbers of courses that are available and textbooks that are available through the Creative Commons. If you can get everyone sure that every student has a book, then they're more likely to do well. And some courses that may not be a free textbook may not be appropriate. Most all baccalaureate level are. Maybe if you're teaching artificial intelligence and the world is changing every day, you need to find a high-priced textbook. But I point out by the time it's in print, it will be obsolete as well. Notice that I have about your course. I have group assignments. I'm here to help you. I think it's very important that whenever you enter an online course as a faculty member, that you develop a mindset of being an older brother, an older sister, and being there to help them. A lot of what students accomplish will be based on how they perceive you. Are you helpful? Do you respond? Now, if you plan on responding on Monday from 9 to 10 a.m. only during the week, don't teach online. Please don't. Online instruction is a lot of work. It demands a lot of availability, and you have to strive to respond to them when they contact you. But here's my splash page. A splash page is what they see when they come in. And what we want them to see is something that is friendly, something that is pretty. I think this is a pretty page. Not as pretty as my topics page, but it's a pretty page other than the ugly instructor that is on it. Let me show you that when you enter edit mode, and we will actually do some things in the next video, but notice that I set it up. I'm the one that entered welcome to lead. I entered the title. I have dearest colleagues, welcome to class. I think I'll change the color of dearest colleagues. I think I'll make it bold, and let's see what color I like. I tend to have a color theme, this one right here. When I save that, we'll go back and look at it. Let's go back and see it now. Dearest colleagues, notice that it is in red. I like using a little, some color guiding to highlight things and get them used to it. Now, notice some other things with this. I've entered in my photo. I've entered in some downloads. I have 2 of them, the course textbook and the syllabus. I'll show you later how to do that. All you have to do with those is edit them. Here's the text. Today is the day, now is the time. All of that I typed in and I saved it. And if you try something and you don't like it, all you have to do is delete it. But we'll go back to that in the next video and actually develop some things. This course is likewise has topics. That's very important. Notice that I have lots of pictures. Now let me give you some advice on pictures. Be careful what you use. I belong to Camtasia. I have the software. I purchased 900,000 resources that are available to me to use. I can send my wife a Valentine and design it myself and not infringe any copyright issues. But pictures are pretty, and pretty pictures matter. This course is chunked. That's what you call when you design it into content topics. It's a very time-honored methodology for delivering online learning. This is me. I can take that off if I want to, but they need to see the course description. The philosophy behind setting up your groups. I will point out to you that not only do I do individual assignments, I do group assignments. I allow them to choose and set their group. Every now and then a student just wants to do it by themselves. That's not acceptable. The purpose of a group is to encourage student interaction. They get interaction in a face-to-face course. They get interaction in an online group activity. They need to get to know each other. Here are my topics, and I have different pictures for each one. All of these relate to the subject, intercultural. Here's intercultural, and so forth. Let me go in just a minute to the group discussion. I'm sure I'll have some posting. They're just starting. They don't understand how it works, but here's the philosophy, the 21st century workplace, which is a place where teaming is an expected skill set. I talk to them about group sizes and dynamics, and groups generally go through 3 stages: storming, forming, and norming. They'll be fighting at first, they'll come together, and then they begin to operate appropriately. And guidelines for submitting your work to your instructor. I have a discussion post. I want to remind you that it is very important that you include in your topics discussions. I generally start out my topic 1, and the discussion is very simple. Tell me about yourself. Introduce yourself. And when they introduce themselves, then I am gracious enough to respond. This student was as a nurse. My daughter is a nurse practitioner. She's an RN, but also a nurse practitioner. And her husband is also in the course. I think that's very cool. Notice the picture that I selected for topic 1. And introduction, I have the information from the topic. I have their topics, their sign readings, their course assessments. And then I have videos that I want them to watch. This one, I developed this microaggressive behavior, and it's a little cartoon that I developed. You can find all sorts of things on YouTube. The difficulty with YouTube things, though, is that they advertise, and if you're going to use the video, the advertisement's part of it with many of them. This is also mine. I'll show you. I click on it, and up it comes. Not hard to do. Well, hello, my friends. This is Rusty Waller. We're entering into a new course, Leadership 2301, Cross-Cultural Communication. As we begin this course, I want to share with you the foundation of cultural understanding. What I did there is I developed these videos using Camtasia, Camtasia. I strongly encourage you to invest a little bit in your success. Buy you a license of Camtasia. Learn to build video. You will love it. It's a lot of fun. We come in here and you see I have all sorts of discussion going on. I also have an assignment section that I put into every page. They have something they have to do. They have a group assignment. I give them a quiz. I give them a grade for their discussion posting, and then I collect those grades and I post it. Now, later on, I will show you not only how to build a topic, but how to do your assignments, set them up so that you're in good shape. While I'm in there, let me go back just a minute. Let's go back out of that and let me show you what it looks like when you edit it. And here I developed it. I placed my cover image here, put a horizontal line, my cover title. I can do whatever I want to with that. Here I have put in the discussion, a text in front of my discussion, to help them a little bit. All I'm doing here is just trying to get you familiar with how to develop these things. But if you get into it, then you can start developing it. But the first stage is getting into your course. We can do this. I promise you. It's a blast, and it's a lot of fun. I mentioned with students nowadays, one of their skill sets is teaming. With faculty, one of their skill sets is online course delivery. We live in a new age, and yes, I know that online delivery is, let me go back to bulletin board. I know that online delivery has its weaknesses, but it also has its strengths. But carry yourself back when the printing press was invented. Do you suppose that people back then talked about the weaknesses that it had with a textbook? Because what they were doing before that was better. Well, you know, these are not new arguments. These are the same old arguments. I know that you're a faculty member who wants to do your very best and wants to learn. And my purpose here is to help you learn. I do want to share with you this concept of a welcome video. You could record one on your phone. Welcome to Leadership 2301 Cross-Cultural Communication. This little video is to let you know, get to know your teacher. My name is Lee Edward Waller Jr. My friends call me Rusty, and you certainly will be constant. My lovely wife Sharon and I were married on the 17th of June, 19... Sharon and I live in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. My bride and I love to travel. We've been a few places. See the Grand Mosque. We live in Dubai. We've been a few places. Temple of Athena and Athens, Greece. The purpose of this video is simply to help my students get to know me. I have the discussion posts where they tell me about them. With online learning, one of the challenges is human interaction. You want to build interaction between the students and yourself, and you want to build in interaction from students to students. Now, you've been working in Blackbaud now. Hopefully you can see how to get into the site. And that should help you at least get to where you can do something. Well, what is next? Let me encourage you to go into Blackbaud and begin entering your splash page using your bulletin board. Start playing around with the topics. If you mess something up, just delete it. Lay out your calendar. Start planning your course. And you can do this. But if you need help, feel free to contact me. This is my email. I will be very excited to help you. Now, at the beginning of our presentation, we promised to guide you into Blackbaud to begin designing your course. I hope I met your expectations. I hope you learn things from that and that you feel a little bit more familiar of how to get in. I know some of you are not explorers. You're ninjas. I wouldn't pick on anybody by name like Dr. Albert Smith. I have a lot of respect for her. But if you're just beginning, it's okay. All of us start somewhere. And I hope we met your expectations. Now, as far as starting somewhere, the ancient Chinese had a phrase that, remember that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. They actually said 1,000 leagues. But either way, it's appropriate. You've got to make your first step. Go into your class. Look at it. Get into it. Then start playing. You'll have some fun. Sparkle and shine for your students. I very much appreciate you watching this video. These videos are designed to be voluntary things. They're things to help you. I'm not standing over your shoulder with a whip going to beat you if you don't do something. But because I believe that deep down faculty want to do a good job. And this is designed simply to help you do a good job. I'm a resource. Feel free to call upon me. As I said in the last video, they used to say in East Texas, may the good Lord take a liking to you. I would also say, may he cause his grace to shine upon you. He will bless your efforts. Thank you very much for watching this video.